out of two experiences in my life. One was personally physical and one was topographically physical. This one was obviously topographically physical. Another thing I did where I put on a load of weight, and there were 2 times in 20 years where I felt like even when they said cut at the end of a day and you went back to your hotel room or your cottage, that you didn't leave the film, you didn't leave the set. You know, and so it was extraordinary to be surrounded by, to feel like we, for the 2.5 months in that summer in the West, that I was constantly inhabiting the story, even when I wasn't on the set. You know, I had a little cottage, I lived on my own, I was in heaven. Everything, life was very simple, the work was fucking great. I'd get into bed at 9:30 every night when we script and get so excited about the next day's work and what we were going to be able to explore, you know, it was joy.
Apart from when Barry was with you.
Apart from when Barry was eating my cornflakes.
We met in the Chelsea Hotel first. I went in, I had a script I was interested in making, and I wanted to talk to Colin. We hooked up, and it was pretty immediate, I thought.
Yeah, same.
I remember saying, God,
remember the room?
Impressive, like. No, and it wasn't, it was just, there was a core value that was in some way kind of, we were in the same seam. And it's great because there's no demand on it. It doesn't, we see each other rarely enough now over the years. And
and it's a kinship that doesn't really need explanation, or I don't need to understand why or how or whatever. It was just there. It didn't grow. Like I've been asked, did you have a shorthand with each other, you know, doing Banshees because of your time spent in Bruges? And I realised that we actually had a shorthand on In Bruges based on absolutely nothing but some kind of core kinship, you know. Yeah. I don't know about you, and there's some actors I've worked with them, and they're incredible, honest to God, incredible actors, but they don't. You don't feel that they're going off you in the way that you feel you're going off them. Right. That's all. Do you know what I mean? And I, honest to God, look, do I prepare and do I think about stuff beforehand and wonder what about that, and maybe it goes that way and I think I'll bring that into the scene and all that shit. All that can go out the window sometimes. Sometimes you apply it. But you're always open to change and always open to being affected and informed by what the other person is doing. And so with that in mind, he's just the best dance partner in the world. And I feel that he watches me and goes off me, and I know I watch him and go off him. So there's a very keen tandem element to what's going on.
I mean, you have to learn how to do it on your own, because some people won't do that.
Exactly.
You can't depend on it.
Yeah.
But for me, it's the only way to work anyway.
Yeah.
And when you get somebody who's kind of on the same of the same mindset, like we looked at one another when we got on, we said, listen, do we need to keep distance from each other in order
that was a concern for me.
And it lasted about, like, I'd say a second and a half, and both of us went at the same time. No, really, I don't need it either.
Give us a squeeze. Give us a hug. No, but I did. I was genuinely a little bit nervous when I read it, because I thought it had been a while, and I knew that Brendan's stuff is really funny to read and it's really funny to watch, but there's a bit in the middle when you're bringing it to life that it's not always very funny. Yeah. Sometimes it is, but he puts you into dark corners as well, and he asks you to fucking truthfully work your way out of them. So I wasn't sure, and I know how deep Brendan goes into the work and how much integrity he has in applying himself to the material, so I thought maybe he'll need it, and I think he brought it up thinking maybe I'll need it, and thank fuck the two of us didn't. We work from a place.
No, and it's not to say you don't.
You take your moments.
Like, you give each other space on the set.
Yeah, there was days we didn't talk much, but there's no sending signals. We're not talking because our characters aren't talking. There's none of that. It's just you naturally sometimes gravitate away because you're in the corner trying to go through the scene and get yourself in the headspace and all that.
Yeah, and also there was a kind of an aspect of it. Say with Martin, for example, he has a very clear idea of what he had in mind, and then he also casts people that he knows will bring certain elements that maybe. That he's actually left the space for that to be included. Yeah. When it comes, he's not quite sure if the nature of it is the way that it should be going. So there's a certain amount of leeway. So when you're re-examining the work, and in terms of, I love being able to just say, look, I just want to try something where I take a slightly different attack on it. And I love that. So you just go off the slope and you're kind of going down, and every time, and you're in the same toboggan, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where it goes, really.
Yeah.